are back. We are back.
What's going on, people?
The doctor's orders are back. Well, at least I am. I've been missing for a little while. Glad to be back in the house.
One time too.
Tasha wasn't here one time. We back in
Incognito.
together. We back together. That's right, because you weren't here that time. I wasn't here that time.
Yeah.
What's happening, people? It is awesome to be back in the place to be here in the Spear studio around the table with my good people of the cast of the doctor's orders. I'm looking at a little chocolatey. It is good to be back in here with my good people. It's good to be back in here. What's going on? I miss y'all. I miss y'all. I really, really did. I fell in the hole, so I was in a hole for a little while, and I got up out of that hole, so I'm good. It's good to be back. Tasha, what you got going on?
That sounds like a good thing for a man,
No, it is not. It's not.
I was just saying.
Tasha, what's going on? What's been up with you?
I'm good. Still in my acting thing. Just did a screening for a new movie we did called Sold Out Bus Stop. And everyone is still hitting me up about the foreign exchange student that's on Amazon and, all many different platforms. Everything is rolling. Just chilling, staying out the way.
That's what's up.
And in the way all at the same time.
And in the way at the
I
same
love
time.
Shy, what you
What
got
up,
going
though?
on? What you got going on?
Life, work.
Yeah.
Y'all know I'm working.
Always.
So
How's the new business going?
that's it.
I
My
need to come
business
and get
is
a facial or
good.
something.
Yes, girl, come get a facial.
That's
Come
what's
get
up.
whatever. We do a lot. Over there. But life is good. Business is good. My human is back in school. Speaking
Oh,
of
Lord,
school.
Thank you, Lord.
Look at here.
Speaking of
Hold my
school.
mule while I shout.
Hello, Sean.
Really? Really?
The teachers are back.
I've been waiting.
We've
I've
been
been
waiting for
wanting to
y'all so
ask
long.
some questions, but you had like a little chip on your shoulder last time.
I
we
still
talked.
got one because I ain't starting work. Matter of fact, I get kids for my birthday. How about that?
Oh, good for you.
That's not good.
What a good birthday.
My birthday is Sunday. I get them bright and early Monday morning.
Hey.
Hey, what's up,
Won't he
birthday
do
boy?
it?
Hey, do like my teacher used to do when we were in middle school. She would bring this, the little brown medicine bottles that you just press it down and that's the ones you would get from the pharmacy or whatever with the clear liquid in there or whatever. Well, yeah, she put like beer in hers and she brought her little spoon and every now and then she'd take a little swig
Is she for real?
and say, "I swear to God."
Tasha, it's something
I'll
wrong.
swallow it
Oh,
up.
that's
Huh?
why. Nothing.
I'm serious. She would
Nothing.
she would take her a swig and she got tired of the spoon. At one point, she just started turning the bottle up, talking about, "Don't y'all go home telling y'all parents that I be drinking. This my medicine."
Wow.
Like we know what time it is. You on the club.
Wow. Wow.
You on the club. And stayed fresh to fucking death.
Really?
Oh, her shirt always. She had on a red and white polka dot shirt. She had on red and white polka dot shoes. She was fresh to death with a little silver gray fro. Always picked to perfection.
Wow.
So, Sean,
Sean.
what have you done to kick off this year?
Showed up. What you want me to say? I mean, I'm at. Let me make you feel a little better. I didn't have a summer vacation. I taught summer school.
Yeah, you
Your
but
bad.
you chose. That's your choice.
That's your bad.
I'm not mad about it, but I mean, you keep coming at me like I've had
I'm
3
just
months
it's
off.
because
You
you
saying that with his he's
I
salty,
know.
ain't
It
he?
is
I'm sorry.
season.
Hey, dog.
You real
Sean
season
is
Don't go on
right
vacation
now.
and let
Tell
me
me,
find out
y'all.
because I'm gonna bug
Oh, you
sugar
can't.
honey iced tea out of you.
I didn't bug you. Did I bother
until
you?
you go back.
I bothered you. I tried to bother you while you were already working, so you could already be in your mood. I left you alone the entire time that you were.
Look
off.
at you see how these phones do it. It said, "Do you want to tag Keon Banks and Shy Johnson?"
Yeah.
God damn, all I did was turn it on so I could look at y'all face.
Was it?
And they said, "Do
Because-
you want to tag them?"
Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
damn.
Well, y'all
Mi-
listen,
Keon, what you been up to? Because you the one that's missing in action.
I am.
We
Get on here.
Listen.
Yeah.
what we
Been on
talking
me. Get on
about
me.
is like
He
what
said
you
get
been
on
up
me.
to.
No, I mean it's been a lot. I've been working. I fell in the doggone hole. I told y'all that. I don't want to get into the details, but y'all see me. I'm a couple of tones darker. I've been out there in that heat.
You look
Nah.
like if we scrape you a
No, wait a minute.
layer.
Wait a
Come
minute.
Scrape the toast.
Wait a
Scrape
minute.
the
on. A
toast.
layer? Well,
Scrape
come
the
on.
toast.
Scrape the toast.
Hey, I'm dark, but it still works. It still works. Don't play with me. My stuff still works.
Let me
we
tell
go.
you,
Might be a little-
he cracking
Here
a
we
joke.
go.
I had a client. I told him about this client, She has to
Exactly.
be. My client has to be like. Okay.
No.
She has to be like 68 years old. She's pushing 70, and I was doing her Brazilian wax.
Can you imagine a Brazilian wax on a 70-year-old woman?
Ooh, they
And,
probably tear her skin off. Did it tear her skin off?
No, but what she told me was, don't be afraid to move and do what I do. She goes, because it still works, honey. I know it looks wrinkly.
Still
It's
work.
just old folks, no offense to my
She
older
trying to
people,
be-
but you know, they have skin tears as they get. How much older was she?
She was 68 years old.
68.
Like, and
Hey.
she was 68 years old, and she was a real 68-year-old, like very thin skinned.
She over
We
here
didn't
touching
tear
I would
her
be
up.
scared as
Probably-
hell.
Nah,
That thing
that's
stood
what
the
I
test of
do.
time.
I perfected knocking it
Brazilian
out.
waxes, man.
I
Hey,
don't
let me
know
tell you
nothing about
something.
that.
They
I don't know
hurt.
nothing-
They
I don't
do
know nothing
hurt.
about it.
Oh, baby, they hurt. Oh,
Nope,
them
I'm
things
good. I don't
hurt.
know nothing
And I
about it.
had an appointment.
Y'all
what,
have never had
every 3
manzillions?
weeks, I think.
Hell no.
So
Y'all
y'all have
don't
never had a
manscape?
manzillion?
No.
Y'all don't get mans?
Y'all don't manscape?
Yeah, we manscape, but I ain't
Oh,
gonna
with a
be.
razor.
I mean, no.
I
I don't do no razors, bro.
You know it stays on. What
You
you
worried
mean?
about the wrong thing.
Nair.
Nair. You better use no daggum Nair. What's
use
wrong with
Nair.
you? I don't use Nair.
Well, how you get the hell?
I mean, you ain't my gal. Why you worried about how I get the hell?
I'm just curious. I'm literally,
Hey,
I'm honestly
It
curious.
all
like,
it comes off from where I need it to come off
Shave
from.
with a
I don't shave. I
So,
don't do that.
So when y'all do y'all's manzillions at home, do you do your butt?
No.
no.
I'm in a fun mood. I'm in a fun
oh
mood.
God,
I'm in a
fellas,
very fun
do y'all
mood today.
Shave?
This
Like,
is
do
too
y'all
much.
manscape? I just want to know. Like,
I would never. I ain't gonna ask that question because I don't want to hear about no man doing this stuff. That ain't my business. I don't care.
These are things that
We don't talk about it.
that's no.
I know. That's why I brought it up.
No,
I'm
yeah,
a woman.
no.
I'm not. Y'all
And
are
I
not
ain't-
talking
well,
about
y'all
it.
talking to us. Y'all not talking to each other.
talking
We
to
are
them
asking
too.
y'all the
Them
questions.
folks out there looking
But they're
for
not
attention.
asking
Oh.
y'all either.
Oh.
We just wanted to know
I-
because Shy is in the business.
I
Matter
am
of fact,
in the
Shy, put your
business.
plug out so they know where
That's
to
what
find
I
you.
do. So if you need a manzillion, I do manzillions.
Hey dog.
too.
Hey homeboy. Tell you
If
something.
you need a
I
Brazilian.
tried that. Now of course I tried to get a waxing on my, on some other parts of my body before. Hey.
What were you about to say, man? You stop yourself.
chest?
No, I'm a back.
On your back?
I'm a back. Yeah, I tried that
Did
one
it
time.
hurt worse?
Yeah, it hurt.
Does the
Yeah,
back
it
hurt?
hurt.
I don't think the back
Yes,
would
it
hurt
does.
worse,
Yes,
right?
it does. It does.
I don't know.
It
I don't
does.
have hair on my back,
Nope.
so I wouldn't know.
Okay, well, good for you. Good for you. No,
But we
man.
keep that girl clean like a parking lot.
I guess that's why it doesn't. Okay. Anyway.
Okay, moving right along.
Moving on. Look, I want to have a conversation.
Okay.
Black, white, grays.
Gray areas.
I want to talk about gray areas.
Okay.
How do you deal in gray areas? Is what I'd really
Gray
like.
areas in.
Gray areas in relationships. How do you relationships? How do you deal in gray areas?
I don't do
Because
gray
Because
areas.
they are. Because there are real
There are
gray
gray
areas.
areas.
There
that you
are
gotta
gray
deal
areas
with.
that
Those
you have
gray
to deal
areas
with.
are usually the things that you have to ask. They won't say nothing if you won't ask. That's usually the
Exactly.
gray areas. I'm pretty much of a black and white person. I'm like, if this was gonna be, this was gonna be, this was, what it's
Period.
not. This, that's it.
Period.
But if there are any gray areas, like that's the questions that you have to ask. But I don't do good with gray areas, especially if it's something that's gonna catch me with a right hook later. I don't do good with them. So I would at least like to know.
We are too grown for gray areas.
God damn.
Right.
Dang it.
But
Right.
and I hear you because that sounds super duper sexy. It sounds sexy to say I don't deal in gray areas. But you know what? You could wake up in the morning and find yourself in a gray area.
You're right.
Very true.
So what do you do about
You
it
deal
when
with
you
the
find
gray
yourself?
areas. I feel like gray areas are like fears. Like they are there, and as long as they are there, they have too much power. You deal with gray areas. You look at it. It's not to say that it's going to work out in a negative way. It may work out in a positive. You may look at it and go, okay, I'm okay with that. So I want to deal with that. But I think gray areas represent a different form of fear.
I think it's one of two things. I think you're right. Part of it is fear. I think the other part of it is folks playing games.
Yeah, I do that. I truly believe, and that's
I
what you
agree.
feel like when you are the person receiving the gray
That
area.
Right.
unspoken.
Yeah, it's a game.
'Cause,
like
I
this
mean-
is funny to you.
Just in my last few weeks of conversing with, I'm always the big brother that's helping my little sisters out. It's a lot of folks out here that's in full-fledged relationships with folks that's only dating them.
Right. You wake up.
Explain that. I'm sorry. Could you go into a little more detail?
One-sided.
I mean,
one
they
side.
all the way
I know
in.
what it means, but I want him to say it for the people who don't quite know that's where they are. Because, see, you may not know. You may be sixth sense in this whole situation in your relationship.
I'm just saying.
You know what I mean? And you in the Sixth Sense movie, y'all remember that little boy trying to help him out? He don't even realize
Didn't even know he was dead.
that he the dead people that the boy see. You just may be the dead people.
Yeah, no, I mean, you have people who a lot of times, because we are in this day and age where you talking and actually communicating about relationships for whatever reason is foreign. So people are assuming. I'm assuming because we've done X, Y, and Z, or we're in this particular place, that this is where we are relationally. And so you have people a lot of times that are in a relationship in their heart and in their mind with someone who is in their mind only dating them. We just kicking it.
So it becomes one of those situations where you have to
Ask
define
questions.
what that is, and you have to ask those questions.
Yeah,
Right.
you got to be
And-
clear in black and white. That's what black and white. When Tasha and I speak of black and white, it means completely
You're
honest.
completely clear where we stand.
This is what
we're
this
doing.
is. This is what I think it is. This is what I think it is, and we go with what, and we keep it moving
I think
based
it,
off of
I
that.
think it kills a lot of
Confusion.
confusion. Like if something pop off, you already know. Hey, pop, pop, pop. Yeah. When some shit pop off, then you like, well, we already
Technically.
it's not a left hook.
we
you know
not.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we already discussed this and blah 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 blah.
But my question is, you find yourself in these gray areas more often than not, and I might be wrong. Why is it that it seems like you will tolerate the gray areas? Because while we are sitting up here and we'll say, I don't do the gray areas.
Yeah.
Some people will sit there and they will tolerate the gray areas because you are dating the potential, or you can see the potential in another person, and you're throwing it out there, and you're just
Hoping.
and you're hoping.
Just seeing
It's a,
what's
it's a
happening.
hope.
And
but
praying
and I
and
understand.
hoping.
Like I said, it sounds super sexy. I don't deal with gray areas. Okay, nobody will sit here and say I'll deal in gray areas. Nobody's going to do that, right? But the reality is, some of you are sitting, not you, but some people are sitting in gray areas right now, and you want to complain about the gray areas. However, you are not making a significant move to get out of the gray area. So how do you continue to deal? How do you deal with the gray areas? What is the solution? The doctor's orders. What is our prescription to the people that are out there that are in those gray areas? And
Can
I know it's
can I
personal.
respond
You gotta
to
find
that?
a clarity.
Can I answer something first? And
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You can give them the answer because I don't have an answer. It's like you got an answer. I just want to tell you that this. You asked how do you end up there? The first way you end up there is the person throws out the right bait
Oh,
to
absolutely.
reel you in.
That's right. You better say it, Sean.
Okay, and so when they reel you in, and you're hooked on whatever they put out there, then the representative puts that out there, and then the story switches up. But
Okay.
go ahead, Shy.
And that's knowingly, not the person up, but the person that throws it out. That's knowingly. You're throwing it out with intention because you know, like, okay, let's see what I can do.
Yeah, and let's see how
And if
far I
it's
can
worked
go.
for you before,
You're gonna try it again. It's your natural.
keep on doing it.
It's your
Right.
natural thing. For me, and I've said this before. I've done this before, but I feel like once I realize I'm in the gray area and I'm done with the gray area, I love you. We good. I'm not angry. Stay over there. Leave me alone, because you blocking what could possibly be for me because of your selfishness. I feel like
some of them do it on purpose because they don't want nobody to have you.
at all,
But they
and
don't
it's
want
so, and that's rude, and that literally brings me to like just being respectful. Like, we need to extend what respect means. Respect is outside of talking bad to you, listening to you. It's also, I hear what you're saying. I'm going to try to deliver. I'm bringing to the relationship what you say, what me and you say we agree upon that we both want. That other stuff, hey, I don't like confusion. I have ADD. I really do. Here's the thing. I don't deal well with extra information. I became great at elimination in elementary because I had to focus on what was important. He laughing at me as a teacher, but he know what I'm saying.
My mind was somewhere else.
I cannot deal with all this other stuff. I need to know what you're talking about. What's A? What's B? How do we get to C? What was the issue? What was the problem? I am a person that deals with examples. I've said this with my job. I've had to do this with my job where I'm asking, literally, give me the example. Not because I'm challenging you, but because my mind can go 1,000 different ways. But if you feel it's one particular way, one particular incident, let's speak on that. Let's deal with that. Teach me how to do better with you. But I don't live in gray, boo.
Those gray areas leave your mind to wonder and create stuff.
And negative stuff.
And then those gray areas turn into some shit that turns into some more shit and turns into some more shit. And then it's a problem.
You don't even like yourself.
And it's a big problem.
Man, no. I don't do gray.
And then it turns into a whole bunch of...
You just went somewhere. Come back.
Dragon words.
Come back. Come back.
Come back.
Come back to the light,
You
Tasha.
see me go in there?
Yeah, she was like...
I went in there. The door was cracked.
Hey, while we talking about going in, y'all call in. Let us know what you think about this. 936-585-4627. Call in.
I hear that. But what happens when you don't pay attention to the speech that's been put out there? If you know that you want a particular thing and the person is not giving it to you and you are continually tolerating that, what happens if you're just not hearing them?
Yeah.
Because they could be
learn.
they very well could be communicating that to you. The issue is, I think that we want them to speak in the way that we would speak to them and address the situation the way we would speak, the way we would address it. And all of the signs have been there. All the signs that you need, all the signs that you said that you needed to hear, all the words rather, all that stuff has been there.
No, you wasn't here last time.
Okay, I wasn't here last time, and I'm sorry I didn't even get a chance to listen in because we were just now, finishing up what we had going on. But a lot of times it could be communicated in the way that it needed to be communicated, the best way that person could communicate it, but you didn't hear it. Mm-hmm. You didn't want to hear it, or you heard it, but yet you kind of thought it was something else.
You sent us a thing. Can we bring it up?
Yeah, of course, please.
So Keon sent us in our group a thing about Jada Pinkett and how she felt.
And I want us to talk about that. So let's roll with it. Yeah.
Is that okay? Is it time for us to roll into it? So once you introduce it, because that question you just asked, it piggybacks off of that because I think the answer resides inside of that scenario.
So she was saying that, the headlines now is that she can't be, I think, a conventional wife. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to, Sean and I kind of got into a back and forth on the way over here that was talking about what is a conventional marriage now. Sean and I started talking about principles of certain things, but you have conventional things now. Things look different now than what they did before. Back in the day, courting was a real thing. Now people bring it up as a buzzword because it sounds
cute.
It sounds cute. But we really don't know. Some people don't know what courting is. Mm-hmm. When we look at marriages and what all that stuff, we look at a Will Smith and a Jada Pinkett Smith. You look at that. I don't know the ins and outs of their relationship. I don't know what this boy hit and got hot up in
here's
here.
The thing, you hot because I felt that his chest.
You okay? You okay, bro?
A second when you were talking, he's like, we gonna go into this now.
Yeah, I'd love to go into it now because listen, I have no problem letting it be known. And Tasha started messing with me, talking about my dear future wife stuff, and so yes, I'm putting it out. I put that stuff. I say it because
he had
that
really
is
been
the real
talking
stuff.
shit about us.
Hey,
he really was.
Shut up.
I'm just saying,
let me alone. But
he was talking shit about us, y'all. He was talking real live shit about us.
The
last time we did the show, he was like, yeah, and these two always do that dear future wife
it's
and dear future husband,
wife
blah, blah,
and all
blah,
that stuff.
And you've been posting it.
So I'm posting dear future wife. Yes, I have.
Speaking into existence.
Exactly. Calling those things
all
that
in
are
his
not
feelings.
as though they were. I know the word. I know it.
Carry on.
That's what I've been doing. And so now these things look a little bit different because I have been a little apprehensive on that whole idea of marriage and things like that. I just because I don't fit into the I don't know if I fit into that traditional mold as to what it's supposed to be, because the vision, the view of it, the picture of it doesn't look the same anymore. It doesn't, because a lot of things have changed, a lot. And so while we're out here looking for a particular thing, a person to fit into this mold, it's not going to happen. Or it could, but there's too many, there's too much presence of it looking a different way than what the traditional view of it should be. Does it make sense?
So here's what he and I were arguing about in this whole.
Tasha is popping her knuckles
in this whole situation.
And I just want y'all to get a
real
real good
just
feel.
feel good.
Oh, okay.
I was about to say you probably gonna jump on board with me. My whole thing is I understand that time brings about a change. It does. But here's what you have to be very careful of. Principles are real. And the problem is when we start talking about changing up stuff, most times what we do and what has gotten us in trouble as a people is that we have thrown principles out along with institutions.
Right.
And so when you throw the baby out with the bathwater, you're asking for trouble. And so that's where I have a problem. I don't have a problem with being unconventional. I do have a problem with completely overhauling the principle behind marriage.
But what happens when the principle
I
has
wanna
been gone?
understand
Okay.
what his understanding of what do you think was overhauled?
So the conversation, because I didn't get a chance to watch the video. I've been back at work.
I mean, I have too.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Anyway, the conversation that Keon and I were having is that he was bringing up the fact that things have changed, and we kind of equated it to church, and just talking about how, church doesn't look like it looked 25 years ago now, because it had to go through a shift, which it did. But at the end of the day, it becomes dangerous for me as a pastor to stop preaching
The word.
the principle of the Word of God, which is what I'm standing on in the first place.
Right.
To get outside, to change with a paradigm shift to make something look a certain way. So here's what you got to understand when you talk about that with marriage.
Right.
If we are believing the same thing, which is, the Word of God, we understand that that's an institution that's ordained or given order by God.
Right. I agree.
Okay? So for me to start doing things outside of what God says we should do, that's where I have a problem.
So why do y'all think that anybody did anything outside of what God said to do?
Why do you think it? Because it was convenient. It's easy to do now.
No, why?
It's why?
Why? This is the question I'm asking. What is it that y'all think that's happening outside of God?
I mean, they
know.
doing their own thing.
They do their own thing.
But what is the own thing? That's where
whatever
the problem
the
comes
own
in.
thing is, whatever the own thing is, and I guess that's
No,
where
what
the
is
problem is.
what is the assumption?
Like my assumption is, and
Yeah.
what I told
That's a gray
Sean,
area.
That's where that gray area falls in, and so it's like, kind of like the whole movie Race situation.
What's your assumption?
I sit there and I'm out there. I do my thing with whoever I do my thing with, but I just don't bring that thing back to my house. That situation don't come into my house. Okay. You go out there and do your thing because
that was happening before Will and Jada.
No doubt about it. I completely understand that. It was more prevalent probably back then, but they didn't have social media. They didn't have paparazzi and all these people jumping into people's face. Then they had Wanda, who was sitting up there on the porch. I ain't the one to gossip, so you ain't heard it from me. Mr. Willie Earl came tipping with whoever. But
what I'm saying is, I guess I don't understand. Here's the thing. When I look at it, that's how I think any marriage survives, based off of what she said.
Okay.
Explain.
Yeah.
So I don't believe that relationships survive based off of some principled book that you think. I think relationships survive off of a common ground and understanding as to what we're striving for.
No, I agree. I agree with you.
Now, I think that is the secret in happy marriages.
I agree with you.
So,
I am not arguing.
I'm
about to, but keep going.
But what I'm saying
I
is,
agree with her.
now, what she was saying is, here's the problem. I'm a little bit biased because I've loved them for so long, so I've read and followed them probably a lot more than y'all on.
Then you needed to. You tell them people business.
Not just needed to, but I just followed them because I wanted a better understanding.
Okay.
What I think they conquered, what I think most people conquer, what I think our grandparents, okay, not my grandma, but you know, her parents, my great-grandparents, what I think all those people conquered was, this is ours. This is our thing. This is how we deal with it. This is how we interpret what it means. This is what works for us, and this is what keeps our family.
I agree with you.
I'm talking to the whole group.
But I agree with you because they over there on hush mouth. I'll say that I agree. Sean probably doesn't, but I agree.
He don't.
Okay.
I already expressed that.
Now, what I'm saying is the other side of that is we don't know.
I do to a certain extent, but keep going.
What?
Agree to a certain extent.
And I guess that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not so much of that I think they have this open marriage like everybody thinks they have. What I do believe is they have an open, honest marriage and understanding in who they are with each other. And that's the reason why she's able to say becoming a conventional wife would kill me and would break me down. And the reason I can stand on that is because when I was put in that situation, that literally is the one thing that killed me. When my ex-husband met me, I was hosting a poetry spot. I was doing this. I was doing that. I was doing everything that he defied as a wife.
So it put you in a box and you were miserable.
And it put me in a box. And I chose him because at the same time, I didn't know. Maybe he was right. So when I chose his way, here's the thing. His mother, my ex-mother-in-law said to me, I had him built a pool table because he loved to shoot pool inside of our home because I saw how miserable he was with not being able to go shoot pool like he was before because he had placed so many standards on me that he had to live under those same standards according to his own, not that I even asked him to. His mother said to me, what do you have? When I met you, you were doing this, you were going this, and you were doing this, and you were doing that. What do you have? It literally killed me, which I'm trying to be something I don't even know how to be. I only know how to be me. I am a very confident person. You ain't got to lie to me. You ain't got to talk bad about another chick to make me feel great because I feel great and she's beautiful. I'm beautiful. We all beautiful. I don't care.
Was that an insecurity thing for him?
Absolutely.
Probably.
He had to be insecure.
Yeah. But
you get what I'm saying? But I think that's what I think when she said an unconventional, a conventional wife, according to what everyone was saying, you do this, you do that, you don't do this. Here's the thing. She still don't talk bad about her husband.
Mm-hmm.
She still don't talk anything about their relationship. She does everything conventional that we have defined as conventional. It's just that it looks unconventional to them because they don't give us any information, so we assume.
Right. And that's the issue.
How I see it.
And that's the issue. A lot of it that I have is that in those vows, you forsake everybody else and you cleave unto each other.
We gotta call her.
Oh, we got to call her? Okay. You cleave unto each other. And when I'll finish my point after I'll call her. Hey, how you doing, caller? Tell us your name and tell us where you're calling from.
Hey, what's up, Dr. Banks? It's Claude, man.
What's up, Brother Cummins?
Y'all doing all right, man?
Oh, yeah, doing great.
How are you?
I'm doing well, y'all, man. And listen, I don't know if you all really believe how powerful this topic is that you guys are talking about tonight. It is a really powerful topic. The topic of principles. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to try to keep it as simple as I can. A synonym for principle. If you look up, you guys are intelligent. You know what principle is. But a synonym for principle is truth. Mm-hmm. Truth, truth.
Right.
And so with that in mind, principles should never change.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And why should principles never change? Principles should never change because they bring you to the truth. Right?
Yes.
One plus one is 2.
That's a principle.
That is a principle. It will never change.
Preacher.
It will always get you to the truth.
Right.
Come on, preacher.
He done scratched his leg.
Principles never change. People do.
Right.
That's
yes.
right.
And so the reason why what worked so many years ago for our great grandparents or whatever, it's not that it would not work today. It's just that the people just don't believe that it will bring about the truth.
Right.
If we stick to the principles, we will get to the truth.
Right.
You just said a word.
Yeah, you're talking about the Jada and Will and all and their relationship and whoever else relationship is. The difference is that they have decided that they wanted to make up their own principles. Mm-hmm. And when you make up your own principles, they are not really based up on the truth. Mm-hmm. They are based upon what you like. They are based upon what makes you feel good. They are based upon what makes you happy. Mm-hmm. But in reality, when we talk about principles and that which is that is always true, you're not always going to be happy. Mm-hmm. And so when the problem comes is when you try to fit your life into a principle that's never meant for your life to fit into that principle. And I don't know if what I'm saying is making sense.
It is.
Yeah.
No, you're making complete sense.
Yeah, the truth is what it is.
Right.
If it's a principle, it's going to work. But what changed is that people want to try to do things that's not proven to work over time, or it may not be a true principle, but it worked for somebody else. So because it worked for somebody else, guess what? I'm going to try to do it as well. I'm going to try to find my own truth or my own happiness or whatever. But principles never change. They will always bring about the truth. Now, with that said, people got the right to do whatever they want to do.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I've said the biggest problem with this world is that people don't understand that people are entitled to their opinion. Mm-hmm. Right. They are entitled to do whatever they want to do. However, what I hate is when people complain about what don't work because they're not sticking to the principles.
Yeah.
Because the principles will always bring you to the truth. Mm-hmm. Enjoying the show. Thank you, guys.
All right, man. Thank
you. Thanks for coming. I think that's the ultimate test.
Yeah.
You know, because one of the things he mentioned is change. People change over time.
Right.
So if there's a certain principle that you go by and you all may see it right now, and as you get older and you begin to change, some may not change for the better. Some may change, they grow apart. Some, you know, and they start seeing the principle of things differently. They don't look at it like that. So now they start falling off. Mm-hmm. And like you said, when you create principles and it's not based on the truth, I mean, at the end of the day, we're going to all change. That's a matter of growing together. That's what I say, for better or for worse. So if you get married, you're going to be growing together, or you're going to grow together or apart. Right. And if you start getting away from the principles or what God says that marriage is supposed to be, you're going to fall apart.
I think that most marriages fall apart because they've interpreted the principles to be something totally different than what they were. What I personally see when I look at
they come to learn what the principles really are because they looked at it differently before.
They a lot of times that goes back to family history too, though.
Yeah.
So I think what the misconception is that people's practice and what they believe are the same thing.
You said they are the same?
That's the misconception.
Oh, okay.
People's practice and what they actually believe are the same thing.
Right.
Okay, so there are things that we've practiced that not necessarily are scriptural. Mm-hmm. They're just things that we saw people around us do in our environment, and we thought it was the right thing to do.
Because
we thought that was scriptural.
Or we thought
it was scriptural, and it wasn't. You know, so to go against, I mean, this is where I disagree with you. Is understanding it is the principle of the Word of God is what it is. It's no arguing what it is if you believe it. That's the key. If you believe it, even in our faith.
But they do believe it.
Hold on, hear me. Even in our faith, we say in the Word, it says, "Do not be unequally yoked with an unbeliever." Why? Because you're gonna have two different sets of what? Principles.
Yeah.
Okay. So if my principles are not the same as your principles, two cannot walk together except they agree. Right. So that's a common sense thing more than it is a scriptural thing.
Who's common sense, though?
Yeah, common sense ain't always that common.
Yeah.
But you know, you have to come to a common ground. For me, even in dating, you know, if me trying to date somebody that does not believe in the Word of God is an oxymoron to who I am.
Right.
You know,
That's like dating an atheist and you a pastor.
right.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
You know, so I mean, to me, I agree with you. With they came to their own foundation, their foundational place where they understood each other.
Right.
Yes, but to make that a cookie cutter and say this is what you should do, I think it's dangerous.
I don't think
Sean,
it's
but Sean, listen, dude. In the age, again, we have to look at the time that we're in right now. People look at that situation and they want to emulate it because
That's my
if you
point.
look in Hollywood right now, they probably got the longest running marriage right now. Just out there, you look at it. Okay, they've been together for so long.
Oprah and Stedman got the longest running.
No,
shacking.
actually not. Goldie
Goldie
Hawn
Hawn.
and Kurt Russell, I think, is who it is, who's got the longest. You think that they're married, they got
shacking.
kids. Yeah. And so, but what happens, though, I think it's because, number one, he talked about truth. Truth is what you believe truth to be. My truth and your truth might be totally different things.
That's my point.
You can't, yeah, right. So they have found what their truth is, and you stay out of people's business. Come on, Shy, help me. What's this girl? That wrote the thing, Mary Brock-O'Keel, and what's her name?
Mara Brock-O'Keel.
Yeah, and her husband. They had a situation that happened with them long time ago, where there was some infidelity that took place long time ago.
Still with them.
They knew about it. It wasn't until the social media, the court of
show
popular
came
opinion, that they started talking about it, and then now they want to bring up this big deal. I am going for stay out of people's marriage, stay out of their business,
Y'all know
and
who
let
they
them
are?
be.
Yeah,
The Love Is.
Love Is.
The Love
I know
Is,
who they are.
and then the what's that other the superhero boy,
Yeah.
Black Lightning.
Girlfriends, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
They've been behind Girlfriends, Moesha. They've been behind so
Right.
much. And when that stuff came out, I remember saying she ain't leaving him because
She's not.
I guarantee you, she already knew what we just found out.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying. The same thing when we look at our great grandparents. When they've had these other families, when they've had these,
Down
like
the
right now,
street,
my
two
family,
separate
my
families.
family right now doing our family reunion, and we got some Smiths, you know, and we looking at them like, who? Oh, you with my pawpaw there? I'm like, wait, but all of that brings about the people who stood by them. It brings about the same people that we are trying to emulate. I want to emulate you. I think part of what happens with us and how we start falling apart is we get confused. We don't know how to stay. I don't know how to stay in a situation where you got a whole other family over there and keep smiling and feeding you non-rat poison. I don't know how to do that.
You going to jail.
She's not in me.
You going to jail.
Wait.
So you don't understand that for better
But what
or for
I'm
worse.
saying,
part.
no, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, I don't understand that on one end. The other side of it is everybody's human. So we're not
we
equipped.
What's the line
use a
of when it's
human.
a
We can't
mistake and
use-
then when it's negligent?
But
Right.
we're not equipped.
There's a fine line
what I'm
between
saying
a
is
mistake
we're not
and negligence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What I think we get angry and cross between is we're not totally equipped with how it really works. We walk away with my grandparents were together, my great grandparents worked it out. We don't really walk away
We
with
don't know
How they worked it
We
out.
don't know
how they worked it out.
Because
and
they
who
always
is this
dealt with
extra
their stuff
cousin.
because they dealt with their stuff behind
And
closed
so-
doors.
They didn't
and
tell
so-
or teach.
Right.
And they
And that's actually something that needs to be taught. That's why so many
Exactly.
relationships are
Right.
failing
Yes.
because it wasn't taught. You know, we learn a lot of things when it comes to relationships, trial and error because we wasn't taught.
Yes.
But if we see it, then what we try to do, I want
Emulate
a relationship like my papa
With-
and my grandmother. I want a relationship
I wanna
like
forgive,
that.
like
I want
my
it
grandmother.
But
to
you
be
don't know what they went
longevity.
But
You don't know what they went through.
Yeah.
But I can guarantee you 9 times out of 10 they went through a whole lot of this, probably the same stuff. It was just more of a respect factor in the house. One didn't cross the other line, blah, blah, blah. They talked about it and they kept it from the kids.
Yeah.
But you
And
just,
the kids never saw it.
you just said something. We are in a generation of people that don't want to go through anything.
Right.
Well, we don't
They're
want to
quick-
go through it because we don't know how.
Well,
you look at children
It's
now.
will and skill. Will and
Right.
skill.
My cousin right now, 5th grader, said today he wanted to kill himself. She's a counselor. And that's something I'm listening to her and talking her through how heavy that must be because this child made a mistake. in 5th grade. So for her, the defeat is 5th grade. You ain't even made some real mistakes yet.
No.
And what we have is we have this stuff happening, and these are the people that's growing up, and they don't know how to handle that stuff.
I think we need to have classes for that for kids, like mental
That
health type.
I'm sorry.
We don't do it
It's
though,
awesome.
but we don't do it.
It's
like
awesome, but it
we
doesn't
don't
fit
do
into the
it.
scope and sequence.
We don't do it. We
I'm
don't
just
do
telling you,
it
it
as
doesn't.
adults. Like I've made it a point to apologize if I'm wrong. Except for this one time, my son, I swore he slammed that bathroom door. He did, and I fussed at him, got in him good. Next day or so, I walk into the bathroom door slammed really hard. Okay,
He was like, uh-oh.
but I couldn't take it back because
Yes, you can.
I couldn't take it back because he was angry with me in that moment. So what I think happened was he may have swung it a little hard. He didn't expect it to slam as loud as it did. Now that I know there's something wrong with the door, I may not go off on him as much, but he needs to calm that temper down because I'm trying to help you. I think we have to get
mind your business.
we have to get into a place where that's what I think is happening with the Smiths. What I think they did was they modernized what our great grandparents did. It ain't none of our business what's happening
not.
in their marriage. They do not talk about it. They speak highly of each other in public. I don't care what you saw happening.
Yeah.
Hey, you name one thing that Will said, well, except for when he was like, she can't be happy. And even that, he made that a motivational speech, a highly rated Instagram motivational speech at that. We don't do that. We don't pour. That woman said in that same article, that's my life partner.
Yeah.
There ain't nobody else I want to do anything else in this life with. There's not another person I'd rather go through this with. That's what we don't understand is that we're human. And I want another human that I can trust and hold on to. I'm going through this with you.
Yeah.
I got your back, period.
I got into a back and forth with somebody the other day because this young lady posted on Facebook. Why is
Y'all
it
know
that
Keon likes to
y'all
fight
know
on
I
social
love
media.
to fight on social media. I'm sorry, I would shut your post all the way down. She said, "Why is it that black men always downing black women?" That's what she said, and I said, ain't that thing kind of flipped around?" And she was like, "No." I said, "Oh, for real? Oh, that's because you're a woman. I'm on the other side. I hear how it's always done." So to go back to what you were saying about them, that is one of those great things. You don't bring that information. If your wife did whatever your wife did or your husband did whatever it is, don't go running over there telling your mama, auntie, cousin and them, because all they going to do is jump up and they going to tell somebody and they're going to tell somebody else, and before long, they're going to end up hating that person. You going to forgive them. And you're going to end up go back to them. And now they're going to be looking at you all upside the head now.
Now, one of the other things I like about them when they did their little interview together, they were honest about that. Like Jada said, we cut each other. Oh, we said some words. And she leaves it to the imagination. But I can only imagine when she's proclaimed to have been a hothead, what's come out of her mouth. Nigga, have you lost your ever? I already know.
And she a little person. She a little person with a big mouth too. Kind of remind me of Shy.
She
She remind me of Shy.
Will ain't
I was about to
hood.
do this.
Shy. This one right here.
I'm not like that though.
Hey Sean, you probably need to move out the way, bro.
I am
I'm
not.
about to light her up.
I
You
am
see
not.
that hair gonna stand
Let me tell
straight
y'all
up.
something. I am not. Now, what I am is if you keep poking me, I will lose it. And whatever poking me means to me is how I feel about that. But
that could be dangerous because if we don't know what that means to you and we don't think we poke
Exactly.
I try to tell people. Here's the thing.
that's
I'm
problem.
very clear.
You
No,
need to remove
I'm
try
very
out of your
black and
vocabulary.
white. I'm
Remove
very-
try.
No, Sean.
remove
Sean
try.
laughing at me and my brother. Let me tell y'all something. First off, me and my brother have a very great relationship. But we have never had a problem with going toe to toe. We don't do toe to toe, now.
Yeah, y'all can go to jail now.
But
The authorities will
growing
be
up,
called.
me and my brother, let me tell you something. I got a cut in my brow now because this Negro passed by me when I was arching my brows. It was a fight. I have a scar on my pinky now. Well, it was a butcher knife involved. Here's the thing. I'm no longer her.
You've been delivered and set free.
I have
huh?
been delivered and totally
I
set
don't
free.
know if she's totally set free.
Oh yeah,
I
man.
don't
We didn't
know
have
that.
some rumbles in the crib, man. I ain't lying. I know.
Nah,
Because
man,
it
we
was
not
5
doing
of
that.
us. Well, really, my
You
oldest
ain't never
sister is
fight.
61,
I know
but-
you
I
probably
never
ain't
did.
never. I know.
I didn't get into those types of situations. My brother and my sister, but my brother and sister, oh, those two, they
Amy.
used to go back and oh man, my sister.
They mix.
Man, listen. In school, my sister
I know
Amy. I don't know
I
if
already
anyone-
know Amy did.
Amy did not waste her time fighting boys. She ain't waste her. I'm sorry, fighting girls. All my sister fought with boys. And the boys
That's why I
would
had
sit
to
there and
fight
just get
boys.
handled because they knew if they swung on our sister, them Banks brothers gonna tear you up.
Tish,
So,
don't
that's
Yes,
how
I
judge
did.
it.
I
that
fought
situation
boys.
was.
I fought boys growing up,
Man.
and
I fought boys.
I
I
fought
remember
boys.
having a fight
I
with
think I had-
Malcolm. Oh, Malcolm Anderson. Oh, if you watching
I
this.
think I might have had my first fight with a girl when I was grown.
In
All
the
rest
midst
were
of a
boys.
fight,
Sounds
he
like
and
she's
I were
proving
like
our point.
so
Yeah,
angry.
absolutely.
I literally broke a beer bottle. Like, and I were just, I
There it
just.
See?
Here's the thing. I'm no longer her.
No, they tell me. I don't know what they tell you. They tell me if you squeeze an orange hard enough,
That's what's gonna come
orange
out.
juice gonna come up out
Yeah.
that thing. Ain't no apple juice gonna
Yeah.
come out. Orange juice gonna come out.
Here's
you
the
say?
thing.
That
But
little
I
white
live
creamy
life.
stuff
Oh yeah,
at the
that little
top.
that white creamy speck on top of
But you
chicken
know
crab.
what?
That's chicken crab
Here's
too.
the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the catch. I feel like we all have some of that in us. Okay?
Yeah, we all do.
And until somebody brings it out.
The person pushed the right button. Yes,
You
we
damn
do.
right.
But
We
you
all
saying
do.
you got a button, and two people that know you very well in this room just said that it's just there.
Bottom line is, my
Her
button ain't
about
just
this
there.
big.
My button is
about
not
this
that
around.
big.
Most people got a button about this size.
My
right now.
button is this big.
This
By
girl
the
button right out
time,
here.
by the time you think you hit that big of a button, you've already been pressing on this little button because I've already. Here's the thing: I don't live in black. I don't live in gray. I live in black and white. So I've been very clear about what I said. Pisses me off. I've been very clear about what I said is about to
Saying
happen.
with a chest.
You
ain't
see?
she?
All in your
I've been
chest
very
area.
clear about about what's going to happen.
Say it with your
So
chest.
at the end of the day, shut up, Tish. At the
See?
end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day,
Yeah.
I love hard, y'all. And so here's what I believe: the opposite always survives and lives. If I love that hard, you want to know how angry I get? That angry. Stop. Pick and choose. I feel like that with that. Don't. Because Sean went off on me one night. I wake up and I'm like, I know. Now, how do I respond to him, Jesus? And still-
Okay.
no, no. Let me tell
scenario
y'all
out
what
there?
made it. Hold up. Let me tell you what was offensive.
Them clap.
Let me
Oh,
tell
had
you.
the you had
You
clap
hit her with the
emojis?
clap?
You had the clap
I did.
He hit me with the clap
You
emoji.
getting me, you getting me
And
hot with
if
pillow talk at
you
night.
know, and if
At
you
2:30 in the
morning.
morning.
No,
like
he hit
Lost your dang on mind.
and I burst the whole up.
Oh my God.
And I'm gonna tell you
really?
something. When you goddamn man, it just pisses me off.
Let's
It
go.
pisses me off. Like, stop! Don't do that, because I wouldn't do that. I was holding a very responsible conversation with you, and even then, I still responded to you out of love. You know why? Because I prayed. Because I'm not the same that I was when you knew me before.
she put her neck in it.
You should have prayed before you called me. 2:30 in the morning, you
God
must
is
have by
not-
my gal.
God
That's what you should have did.
Oh,
And then Tasha gonna come back. Oh, I hate, you folks of color, colorful people. Tasha gonna come back the next day. I'm flying out. Can we please not send any messages at 2
Yes.
o'clock in the morning? I can't
Yes.
even deal with all of this right
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Please.
Wow.
Because I don't put my phone on silent.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
And
can't do that.
FYI, I don't communicate with people like that. So if my phone rings at 2:30 in the morning and he's laying down on side of me 2:30, now mind you, we in a different time zone, so your 2:30 might be 4:30 for me.
Come on,
So
church.
and my phone is ringing And
I wake up
it's
wide-eyed
not
and
with your eyes.
ringing. It's not vibrating. This bitch is ringing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck? And I'm like, I know I ain't talking to nobody, but I'm just like, why the fuck is my phone ringing like this?
And then
you know what I'm
Keanu messy behind.
It's shy. Tasha,
What I do?
now get this. She didn't hit me once.
She hit you back
She
to back.
hit me twice.
So-
But not that night. This was 2 different times.
Yeah.
Both times.
Y'all
Yeah,
funny,
let me hear
dog.
Listen, no, hold on. Both
Yes.
times.
It's on my
Hold on,
chest.
Shy. Hold on. Both times.
I need to
Let
stop.
the church say amen.
Hey, man. Hey,
Amen.
Wait a minute.
I was with my guy. The first time, he was here in Houston.
And I
We
called.
had just got in.
And I called.
We both loaded. And she
I
calls.
sure did.
It's 2:30, and I pick up the phone. What the fuck, Shy?
2:30 in the
calling? So I'm talking to
morning.
Shy. I'm like, oh Lord have mercy. Second time, where was I? I don't know, somewhere, but we was in a different time zone, and it was 4:30. And we were headed to the airport. I was getting ready to come back to Houston.
Wow.
Phone rings, Shy, and guess what? I was showing him something in my phone, and the phone was in his hand. Shy.
Well, think of it this way.
Fuck, Shy. But yeah,
Oh, this is my fault too.
It's for you.
yeah.
It's a female.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So watch this.
Oh,
My ex.
Shameless plug.
Yeah.
Ex.
My ex
My ex.
watches our show and knows the dynamic of our relationship. So
Sean, I need you to answer the phone.
how does that look? Your ex-girlfriend is calling you
At 2 o'clock
at 2:30
in
in the morning.
2:30
Yes, she
in the
does
morning.
like midnight calls. Yes.
Wow.
No.
Have you lost your
Shy.
ever-loving mind?
And
That's
I
why
know
I was
now-
clapping. Shy, you are not thinking right now. You cannot be. You did not pray.
Yes, I did. I sent that text before midnight. You responded. I woke
No,
up
ma'am.
at 2
No,
and
ma'am.
I responded.
No, ma'am.
Kenyon gonna answer the phone, gonna answer the text with his messy ass saying something, and he goes, Tasha, no, I was asleep. Sean, me too. Me 3. You were not asleep with your messy ass. Asking me quotes off movies and shit. You were not asleep. You were sitting up there.
I
Now,
was.
Keon got me one time too. Now.
Oh, I did. My bad. I
Keon got my
apologize.
ass. I was
I
in
apologize
Virginia.
too. No, if I didn't, I apologize. I
Calling-
apologize.
What you think about this? Y'all want to talk
Yeah.
about this topic on the show? I'm
Y'all,
like,
cause
nigga.
listen,
time
because
is it?
all right. So y'all, look, we are always having conversations.
Yo, we communicate
If
all
y'all could
the time.
hear half the stuff that we be on the phone talking about, or we're texting on our, we got a group text. We are always having some pretty good conversations. Y'all probably would disown us.
This is where we get a lot of our material from, because
Yeah.
we are in the group text like Keon said, and we talk all day, random text messages. It might get quiet during the day now with work or whatever, but other times, like if we just get on a subject and we bounce all kind of ideas
Yeah.
off each other, we debate, we argue, we cuss each other out. It's just a whole bunch of stuff. And sometimes one of the people at the clique
but we love
might
each-
click, and
Yeah.
it'll be 2 o'clock in the morning,
But we-
and they'll be like, so
Shit,
hey,
that's when some of my best
this
stuff
is what-
happens. Some
This is after 2 a.m.
But-
is when
but we
Shy
love
starts
each
his
other.
mind.
Tish, no.
Let me tell you the dynamic of how this went down.
Oh,
But we
God.
love each other.
Group text at first.
We
It
love each
chimes.
other.
Cling, cling, cling.
Okay, I can ignore that.
Babe, who is that?
Okay.
Babe, who is that?
She didn't say nothing at first. Then the phone rings. Your name is in my phone.
Hey,
It,
what up, boo? She could answer.
Right.
I would speak.
I'm like, no, she didn't.
I just need a name. Tell me her name so when
It's
she
just,
answers the phone, I
to
can
me,
I
it's
can
just
respond.
a matter of just not wanting
Come on, bro.
a man's name. Well, it could be y'all, and y'all know, and everybody
My
know
bad.
y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's just you don't want to give a
Yeah,
person
you're right.
any leeway to
seed.
be
But
like,
that's-
who the
okay,
fuck
okay.
is that? You know
So
what I'm
that-
saying?
that's
Especially
why-
ain't nothing. So it's
That's
like,
why it's a good idea. Turn your stuff off.
I gotta put. No, I don't.
But I
Turn
know
my phone
you got
off. For what?
kids,
I
but
got
I-
kids. I don't turn my phone off. I
I
don't
hear
turn my
you.
ringer off. I let that bitch ring. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I don't have a gang of people
said what?
calling me. You know what I'm saying?
Sean, you
my
all right,
phone
bro?
is dry.
Sean about to cry. Dude,
Time
y'all
out.
see them tears
To-
about to
hold
come from
up.
Sean's
To
eyes?
any
Sean
female,
look like he about to cry.
let me tell y'all something. To any female that see Shy or Tasha's name on Sean's phone, here's the problem. He don't even answer my phone calls no more. So let me guarantee you, we good. I guarantee you, him and Tasha are good. That's it. You can answer the phone.
Yeah,
Boo.
that ain't nothing. Y'all ain't got to worry about
It ain't
us.
nothing. And you
Somebody
can
done
put
put
it
an
on
angry.
speakerphone.
Hey, who is that hit that angry emoji?
But if they holding,
Who
if they,
put that
if
angry
y'all are
one?
holding,
I bet you won't say
y'all
your
holding
name.
this sanctified
See how
pastor.
I'm messy?
See, I'm to the point I can let a motherfucker answer my phone. If it, hey,
Answer my phone. I don't care. I have absolutely nothing.
my
to
phone
hide.
dry, I cut everybody off.
My phone, even as wet as it would
I
like
get
to
mad
be,
and cut
my
everybody
phone
off.
is dry. I don't care. I don't have any problems with people answering my phone. I have a problem when the phone going off in the middle of the night. I would say shut that shit off.
Yeah.
And then I start, as a woman, I start thinking like, why is it not ringing?
Yeah, but
It's
you know,
because it shut off.
sometimes you got notifications from Facebook, Instagram, Twitter,
Turn all that shit
all
off.
that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I got notifications from all that. Plus, I
Yeah.
got my 360 because my kids, anytime they
Yeah.
move or leave the house, I'm bling, bling, bling. My shit is
Yeah.
going off. I'm looking at a map. But it's just a matter of, even though the person
Respect.
might not be insecure,
Respect.
it could be, just a respect factor, and you just don't want to give them anything
Yeah.
to feel like this
Something
motherfucker
else
calling
is
this-
more.
This
Come
is
on,
booty
church.
So
call
at
hours.
56,
2:30, 3 o'clock, 1, and me, I travel a lot. So if it's 4 o'clock or 3:30 a.m., you know what I'm saying? It's
Or you text, then you call.
Who's
have
calling
them
you
to
right now?
watch
And I know
on
damn
August
well.
21st, 2019 at 56 minutes and 44 seconds. We are saying if we're calling, that's all it is about. I promise you, it ain't shit else.
And for the
Here's
person
the
that's
other
not
thing.
watching right now,
We just
Yeah.
got through talking about principles.
Here's the other
Hey.
thing, and it's about the principles of the matter. Here's the other thing. Speaking of principles, real quick, this is the reason why I don't really like supporting a lot of people of color business. If I get there and I'm sitting there 45 minutes before your server say something to me, and they bring out my appetizer, my dinner, and my dessert at the same time, an hour and a half later, this is why.
Oh, you stayed there an hour too long.
I was
Yeah.
hungry.
you must
Oh,
be
okay.
hungry.
And
right
it was
now,
so
huh?
good.
Came out the
That-
blue.
that-
Like they was
where
like,
that-
I was
where
looking
that
at the
come
ball
from?
go over the fence.
Yeah.
I want us to
Yeah.
survive. We're down to the last couple of minutes.
Okay.
Keon.
Oh,
Yeah.
before we start closing, let me toss this
Yeah.
out there. I was supposed to put out a post for everybody, but I didn't. Anyway,
Trifling.
sit and spin. Shy, I like that.
Sitting.
Okay.
Isn't it amazing?
So anyway,
I love it.
guys, of course you all know that all of us still have other occupations outside of the show. And sometimes, Keon football season has kicked off. Sean football season is going to kick off for him. Shy and I have humans. Keon have a human. And we just want to give people the opportunity. A couple of you, we're going to be interviewing people for fill-ins.
Yeah.
Seat fillers.
We're going to see what's up
You
with
have
that.
to be well-rounded, be able to carry on a conversation.
And
Let's
have
be
thick
logical.
skin, 'cause
and
somebody
please
gonna
have
cut you
thick
up.
Skin. Please have thick skin.
I may call in
because
and
we
cut
don't want
you up.
nobody coming in here and mad and huffing and puffing and arguing and all this stuff. We pick at each other a whole lot in here, but it's just entertainment. So if any of you, we're going to need one woman, one man, to come in and fill in for us, if we just so happen to not be able to make it that day. Of course, we do every other Wednesday at 8 p.m. So if you would be available around that time, we're giving you guys the opportunity to give us a call or, reach out to us via inbox us and let us know if you're interested. We'll all get together. We'll interview you, talk to you a little bit, and see if you can make the cut. And if you do, we're going to choose one female, one male, like I said.
Yeah.
And on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., if any one of us can't make it, we will be giving you a call to come in and carry on with the show.
Yeah, and it'll be early. It'll be kind of
It will be early. It will
Yeah.
be early, so you would know ahead of time.
Okay. We got to
So-
roll with that. We got to roll. It was fun. It was real. It was cool. It was nice. Glad to see y'all. Shy, how you doing? Be good.
Great.
Sean
Y'all
Tay.
see? Did y'all see I wore
she's
Keon's shirt
sporting
today?
one of my shirts. That's
I
what's
wore
up.
his shirt today. Y'all
Photography
reach
business
out.
still
And
working?
she gave you a clear view on how she feel
Oh, wow.
about the shit.
Yeah.
With the shits.
It was fun. It was real. Sean, you good? You gonna make it?
I'm straight.
He
You
over
gotta
there
go
crying
eat.
and shit.
He over there crying. He got
Yeah.
a tear about to fall out. He gonna cry
That's
when the
my
camera
allergy.
go
Y'all
off.
wish him work.
Yeah.
See
Work
y'all later,
love.
y'all.
Holla.
Thanks for
Good
getting
night.
with the doctors. Good night.
Peace.